Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my renovation of the Blue Velvet Lounge, which is part of a renovation battle collab that was arranged by Havana Sims, and she will be touring all of the renovated Blue Velvets on her Twitch channel, and I'll have a link down below. So the Blue Velvet is in serious need of a makeover. It's outdated and smells of regret and boiled spinach. We need to save this landmark of a lounge from being the laughingstock of Willow Creek. So there are some rules here. They must keep the integrity of the build. We had to add an office on the second floor and keep the fireplace on the main floor. And there were a few packs we couldn't use. And there's going to be a voting poll, which ends on February 26th, which is when the winner will be announced. And I have a list here of all of the simmers who are participating in this collab battle. So anyways, to start with, I added some lot traits to it that I thought were good ones to have for a lounge, but obviously anybody can change those. I basically kept the lounge as it was, but I tried to mainly brighten it a little bit. But it is a lounge, so I didn't want to lighten it too much because, it's a nightclub type thing, so people come at night. So I changed the flooring. As you could see, I put the brick inside. I turned it to a lighter brick with the concept that it was like being painted over with white paint to lighten it up. It is the Blue Velvet, so I actually left the floor as it is. I like to always add a lot of different things from various packs to make it sort of come alive, and using more things from, all the packs that have come with the game as they have been released. So you can see that I had added there a DJ booth and a dance floor, which is the glass dance floor, which we'll see downstairs into a basement that I add later. And then the rug there is from Get Famous, and I quite like it. It looks different in the little thing. I didn't realize it was going to be so big when I put it out. And that whole area there is, an entertaining area. There is already a piano that comes with it, and a comedian stool, or comedian, like essentially you can use it for comedy skill, but also other things as, other packs have come out, singing and acting actually. And I added a Freezer Bunny Freezer Bunny guitar there too. So you'll see that I had changed the column colors, and I forgot that you can just use the design tool and change it, which later on I changed the color of the columns upstairs, and I do use that design tool. And I changed out the tables and chairs a little bit so that they were lighter than what was there. I added the TVs. They're actually there because if you want to use the DJ booth and you actually use it and have a sim who has gotten high in the skill, they can use the TVs in conjunction with a DJ booth. So that's why they're there. I find sims actually use them. And those stairs are the lighted stairs that come with Get Famous. I just thought it, added a punch of brightness to the place. But like I said, my concept wasn't to make it too bright. It is a nightclub. But I added a few more lights to make it a little bit brighter. And then I added these lights that come with Get Together to essentially focus in on the entertaining area. And my sim in my homeless musician challenge spent a lot of time in this bar. Not as it is, because she spent it in the unrenovated version, but you'll see some pictures of her at the end, because I did have her come here to the renovated version at the end. So the bar area, I pretty much kept the same. I added, a few more lights. As you can see, that light is from City Living, and I added a couple more decor items. I changed out the chair to be a lighter stool, like the bar stool is a bit lighter. That's also from Get Famous. I left the bar as it was. I realized afterwards, I like the size of it, and so I just left it as it was. It just sort of fit with the counters and stuff that were there, so I think it is fine. And then I added a couple of decor items that comes with that's actually base game, and you unlock it in the mixology career, and then of course just some wine racks, and that's another little just decor item. And then on the other side, all I did was lighten that by adding the white frames I had done pretty much everywhere else and making the table white. So I think that's pretty much it for that floor. And then I had to go upstairs because this is where we had to add a office up here, which I probably wouldn't use very much. I tend to change the build so that I can use them. And there I'm lightening the wall wherever there's brick so it matches downstairs. I didn't do anything on the outside because, like I said, to me this is an interior renovation, so really all that changes inside. I added a couple of items outside but didn't change the building itself because the original thing said to change, not to change the integrity of the building, so I kind of went by that. Now what I did here is you can see that I essentially combined the bathroom. I made it so that the sink area was a shared common sink area, and then I made one side of the bathroom two wide and the other is one wide. So essentially like a handicapped bathroom, or if not that you're really gonna go here with kids, but I do add toddler potty chairs. But in the basement, I'm going to add a bowling alley, so it is got a little bit of a family-friendly element to it, like say in the daytime kind of thing. So I doubt the toddlers are coming up here, but the toddler potties are there anyways, because I tend to like to add them to all the lots regardless, though I hadn't previously added it here because it was a bar. But like I said, since I added the bowling alley, I thought it was a little bit more family friendly. So this is the area that ends up obviously being where the bathroom is, and then on the other side where the other bathroom used to be is where I put a very tiny little office. And I do that because I like to have a little sitting area upstairs. In the version that I would always play, I would always put a couch and a TV just so that people could go somewhere and have a quiet space. I used to have some things from Get Together, but I ended up adding them to the basement instead, which makes a lot more sense. But I just had never added a basement until really recently, just really testing it out. So here's the office area. Like I said, it's very, very small. I add a desk. This is still like the emphasis on like white furniture because the walls are still the blue for the blue velvet. I kind of kept that concept. And so there is some red too, as you probably saw down below, the red rug, and I end up adding a red couch out there. So sort of blue and red is sort of my color concept for it. And I thought of adding a love seat, but the place was really too small, so I just added a little chair and a little like ottoman because I thought that gave you an extra seat without making it take, feel visually like it took a lot of room. I did not add a computer here because I figured that Sims would just come up here all the time. So I know in a real office they would have a computer, but I just didn't think that really worked very well. Now with that rug, I had tried to enlarge it. I cut that out, but it didn't really work. So I decided to, in the end, use 3 rugs sort of layered to make it look like one long rug. And, some clutter for the desk. As I said, I did not add a computer. But I'm going to have this up on the gallery, obviously, so that Havana Sims can tour it. And if anyone wants to add a computer, there's a space right in the middle there. But I know for my own purposes, I have other lots in the game that have computers, and this would not be one that I would want it on. So I, took a little bit of time, chose a few different ones. I decided I wanted a different curtain on this side than I had in the bathroom because, it's not a bathroom, it is an office. And then I added a clock there, and I'm going to put a few pictures on the wall as well. So that, So there's my pictures that I added. And I thought with the whole renovation and bringing it sort of trying to get people to come to it, that was why I thought of the idea of adding a bowling alley down below, because I figured that that might attract more people, get some people coming in the daytime, because family members might go to the area downstairs, which is quite separate. There's not even a bar down there, which of course I wouldn't put a bar down there because in the game, if you have a second bar, then the bartender doesn't really know where to go, and I wanted the bartender going to the regular area where the bartender goes. So that's why the bar area is only where the bar area always was. So this little area here is, in my old version of this, I always had, like I said, a seating area up on this floor, so that also, if you're doing a homeless challenge, your Sims can come up here and nap. And the TV is there too. I don't know that I tend to use it that much when I'm doing homeless challenges. And I added that little area there. I was looking to see, but there is no, it is blue. There's no brick. I wanted to double check. I add a closet because I usually like to add a few alternative woohoo locations on the public lots. So that's what got added there. That's probably one of my many used features from Get Together, but I actually use a lot of things from Get Together. I was doing a build recently where someone didn't have Get Together, and I realized there was a lot of things that I used that I couldn't use. That's kind of big, that hot tub out there, but I always like having the hot tub on this lot. like I said, I like to have alternate locations for Woohoo, and that is with Romantic Garden. I just like it because it's just kind of, more interactive than what was there. I do change this a little bit later off camera so that the bushes are slightly different from where they are and it's a little less crowded looking. So now here's the basement that I'm doing, and I have a thing with my game where I can't have the bottom basement walls go out to where the upstairs walls are unless I don't have a foundation on the house, which this place has a foundation. So I'm like one notch in everywhere, and I had to make the porch a little bit longer to, accommodate that. And the stairs I have going from outside, but it is covered. That porch is covered, so it's not like if you're going out into the rain or anything like that, which it rains a lot in Willow Creek. So that's important. That's very, very important. I did toy with the idea of trying to change the stairs and putting the stairs underneath, but then I would have had to have gotten rid of the little bar area that was out front of it, and I just wanted to really keep the majority of the look the same as what was there. That was just sort of my concept with it. So it's probably quite different than what everyone else did, but that's just kind of what I like to do. I like to have them still recognizable as what they were in the first place, but a little bit more suited to how I like to play the game, which really means adding things from other packs. And I did a lot of up and down because I was copying things from the upstairs bathrooms, which was like 2 floors up. Again, this is where I find it practical to have like have the bathrooms being all the way on the 2nd floor and you're in the basement. To me isn't practical from a gameplay perspective. So I want to make sure that there were bathrooms downstairs for the bowling alley area so that Sims don't take forever going upstairs to go to the bathroom if they're downstairs. And essentially it's a games area. It's not just a bowling alley, it's a games area where this is where I put a lot of the things that come with Get Together, which we'll see shortly. And this is where having the potty chair probably makes a little bit more sense because this is more something that I can see a family coming to this area of the bar as a daytime thing. So, and I had changed around where the bathroom is there because I wanted the doors to be in the middle, and I just have this thing where I usually like to not have the door go onto the toilet. I prefer it to go onto the sink, and I just kept with that anyways. I mean, it makes no difference with Sims, but it just sort of something I often do. I can't say I always do it, but I often do it. So there's the 2 lanes for the bowling. They're quite big, so they take a lot of this downstairs space. And because of the courtyard upstairs, I had to sort of make the shape is essentially very similar to what's upstairs. But of course, part of that area is underneath the porch that I extended. But like I said, that's partially because I also couldn't really go the full width of the building because of that issue that I have with the foundations. I don't know that everybody has that issue, but I do know that other people have reported having that issue. So if you actually have that issue, let me know down below because I'm curious whether you do. And I think I was trying to look and see if there was a picture I could put on the wall, and I did find something simple, nothing too fancy. I figured probably you're not going to put anything fancy in a bathroom in a public venue like that. And so there's the big arcade machine. It's quite big, and like I said, the space isn't really very big down here, and I wanted to put a little one of kind of everything. So like there's one Don't Wake the Llama table, which also can be changed to a card table. There's obviously the foosball table. I liked having the bubble blower from City Living and a dartboard, which I do rearrange and have it somewhere slightly different. And just to sort of, accent what that is, I put the rugs under that, and also under the Don't Wake the Llama table, which I leave small, and I actually changed the rug to be smaller for that bubble blower later because it just doesn't really work with how I do the bowling area. And you may have noticed I put a little small wall there, like a half wall between where the bowling jutted out. I didn't want a full wall. I thought it would close it off. But the main reason I put like the topper on it that has like the glass is because Sims will often put their plates on top of those walls. And if you have it with like the topper with the glass or the other one that doesn't have glass, but any type of topper that has something, they won't put any dishes on there. They can't because that's in their way. So that's one of the reasons I tend to use those wall toppers when I do use like the partial walls, the half walls. And I figured that it made sense to not actually have pictures there, and that I use those like little stripes that come with the bowling pack on that wall, and then I sort of matched it. I couldn't find a color that sort of went with my red theme, so I just went with, it still goes with the blue and what was there, so that was that. And I ended up getting rid of one of those bowling pictures because I wanted to put some other things there. I was looking for a bench is what I wanted to do, have somewhere where people sit, but it wasn't a lot of space there, and there's like the shoe rack, and I put that there initially, but then I ended up making it kind of a divider between the bowling area and the games area, because I wanted a bench, which you'll see shortly. That I find the bench, and I think that's just not really... I think I had move objects on, and I realized that that probably wasn't going to work. I have tested this, so a few things I changed a little bit afterwards, but it does work. The version on the gallery has been play tested and does work as it stands. The Sims can go wherever they need to go, and this is where I decided that I was going to move that dartboard over there just to give it, more space, because that's sort of narrow and doesn't seem to take a lot of space, and was a good spot for it to go. And I come over here, and I thought about some pictures, but then I decided I was going to put another clock down here and more of those kind of racing stripey things, and I looked through the different... There was the one red, but I don't know. For some reason, I just preferred the one that I had. I think it went better with the blue. So I'm back upstairs in this little area. Decided I would decorate it a little bit more, add a rug and some flowers and stuff. But that kind of was really it. And like I said, even the outside, there's a couple of little changes, which I don't know if I have any screenshots of, but really you can see it there on here's the floor plan, the top. All the way from the top going down, there's the second floor and the first floor, so you always see that down there. I don't know, I think there must have been snow or something. I don't remember what those white things are. I think that's something from the game. So now we have some live shots where I took them out. Like I said, I did play test this, so these are the Sims are playing the guitar, and then the Sim on the piano, who you can't really see, is my Sim Ruby Ransom from my Homeless Musician Challenge. She decided to take up some other instruments after it ended. There's the bar area. She was there with a club gathering, so some of the Sims are part of her club, and others are just Sims that are just around there. She's a little bit of a celebrity, so sometimes some of them are just hanging out watching her. That's why there's a few. There's a shot of the office. I didn't get any shots of the bathrooms. I find them kind of small, so it's hard to get. So there's that little seating area upstairs outside the bathroom, and there's, the closet. And there's a view of the downstairs area from the balcony upstairs. And then we'll end with a couple of shots of the basement play games area and bowling area. So please vote. The links and everything are down below for all of the Simmers who participated in this. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.